First of all, welcome everybody. We appreciate everybody's coming today to the coffee talk for the Chesterfield County Chamber. We have done, I think this is our 4th or 5th one now, and it continues to grow in popularity. Today's event is actually a result of the survey that we recently did of the Chesterfield County Chamber members, and so this is your #1 topic that you wanted to hear about, and we are very fortunate to have Dave Saunders with Madison and Main talk about this today. We do have other experts within the Chamber that can also help you, and Dave will kind of talk about that a little bit. But hopefully you guys are going to learn some stuff today, and have a awesome little presentation here with Dave. And then, considering the great weather that we're having outside, after this event, I give you guys all permission to take the rest of the day off.
The big question, what's next? What's the difference between the information age, the internet age, and the age of convergence, which is what I believe is coming next. We explain what convergence is. We're talking about what kind of brand are you, and then that's going to dictate what kind of social media strategy you use. Talk about the 5 major goals of social media. And I'm going to leave you with some tactics, some things that you can do at your company to improve what you do. We hit a few milestones in here. I'm going to skip ahead because I got a bunch of things to go. 1998 was the big thing. The big thing that changed everything in the information age. Can anybody tell me what happened in 1998? Google. All right, in the information age, we're going to say BG or AG. Okay, before Google and after Google. Think about it. Before Google, you had to look things up. Okay, now you just Google it. Okay, 80% of all online search goes through one search engine. Half of the world's internet traffic runs through something owned by or managed by Google. AOL's search engine is Google. I don't know if you know that or not. Okay, so Google really changed the way we access information in the information age. Blogging was the first time the word blog was used in a New York Times article. Was in 2002. So we're 10 years into the blog. After today, one of my strategies is you all need a blog. Okay, I've been saying this for 10 years, so hopefully it'll sink in now. We're 10 years into the blog. Blogging is very important for your company, and so is self-publishing, and that's essentially what it is. Request to connect to me on LinkedIn, and I declined. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "No profile pic, no connect. Right. No picture. If I don't know who you are, I mean, that's just general rule, because might be a identity theft guy, right, Frank? So we don't want to give them any fodder.
Same with Twitter.
Same with Twitter. Same with anything, really. Or, a hammer in the hands of the wrong person could be a deadly weapon. So could LinkedIn. It just depends on how people are going to use it. But you're more control over that in terms of who you can block and who you can disconnect from and all that. Those tools are better than ever. But that's the thing. Generally, that's the other thing. I get people requesting me an introduction to, can you introduce me to John McCain? I said, well, I'm 2 degrees connected from the former presidential candidate. I'm like, well, I don't know him. I'm connected to 2,000 people on LinkedIn, and one of those people knows him. So if you don't, reaching for the 2nd or 3rd degree connection is never a good idea. Happened, and we just kind of get all the way up to 2010. In 2010, we see with the information age, what happened in 2010? That's when we started turning, and the information age started turning into the age of convergence. Okay. The oldest form of advertising out there is what? What did cavemen do in caves? They wrote on walls, and so billboards are the oldest type of, think about it. A billboard, a sign, some form of advertising. So billboards, in this last year, billboards became, in 2010, billboards became digital. We could update them in 20 minutes. TV stations have websites, newspapers now have TV. You go to timesdispatch.com and there's hundreds and hundreds of videos. All this information and all these media outlets are converging. And ultimately, they say it might be on one platform. If you are a retailer, if you have a storefront, if you have a physical store, you need to be on Foursquare, Yelp. You need to open up your Facebook page so you can have people check in on your locations, which means you need to have the right address. So think about anything right now, and then think about how social media is impacted. Okay? Anything that it just hasn't touched. So your basic human relationships have been impacted. Okay? So if you're Comcast and you have a 95-year-old grandma walk into a Northern Virginia shop with a hammer and bust up 17 laptops, she wasn't feeling very Comcastic. When that happens and it runs coast to coast, you got to change your name to Xfinity, and that's what they're doing. And so those promotion brands are basically going and changing their name. So Domino's is reinventing itself, Comcast is reinventing itself, AirTran did it a decade ago. Cost per acquisition on Facebook for fans, you can do fan page advertising, should go between 20 and 30 cents. 30 cents, you get 1,000 ads, and you get one fan out of the 1,000 ads. And the fan is worth between, what, $3 to $7. So would you trade 20 cents for a $5 fan? So imagine a couple years later, after that, we would have gone directly to the website, littledebbie.com. And if you want, you can't find satisfaction there because the only person that's responding to the email is webmaster. The guy in the basement surrounded by his Star Wars action figures. Right? Is he the guy you want talking to your customers? No. Is where it's at. You need to be an expert in your field. Other than the retailer, other than the other folks, you need to be an influencer and you need to position yourself as the expert in that field. That might be the strategy that you take. People use common sense when dealing with the web, and they use the same sort of common sense that they use in real life, they'll be protected. My analogy is, if I rode the bus today and a guy walks up and says, "Hi, I'm a lawyer from Nigeria, and you've just won £1 million," I would say, "You're crazy, get away from me." In the London Underground, when you go through the Underground and you're looking for directions or whatever, you hold it up and there's a poster of David Beckham, and you hold it up and David Beckham comes out of the poster and goes, "Hello, love, how are you?" And he's standing there in his underwear and starts talking to you. Augmented reality takes two-dimensional objects, paper, cards, businesses, posters, whatever else, and embeds an image in them. So QR codes, how many of you using QR codes? That's 2008. Yes, very good. No, I have tons of clients that use video, but I would say locally I have a small company here, Virginia Women's Center. Okay, they're in professional services, so part of the strategy is to influence and position themselves as experts in women's health care. Okay, so we put the doctors on video on the website and on YouTube talking about the importance of but we put them on, and so those videos are there because think about this, it's really important. Google's the #1 search engine, right? You know that more than anybody. #2 is YouTube. People don't get this. People are searching for information on YouTube. Now, why would they search for information on YouTube? Because they're too lazy to read it. They want it explained to them in a video. So when my 10-year-old is trying to get, you know, I'm on the Little League team and I'm trying to help him out with batting, I see 13,000 videos for Little League batting tips. Right? It's already there. So whatever your company is, make sure you try to position yourself as an expert and then try to at least load it up to YouTube. Is it a failure if it only gets 7,000 hits or 700 hits? No, it's not. It's still valuable. It's an ad that plays 24/7, 365, and you can be almost guaranteed that if people are looking at it and searching for it are here.